What's up, everybody? It's waba, and I just wanted to give a just quick little video on what I'm going to be doing for Synthesis League at the very start. You know what I'm thinking about doing. If you're interested, also it's a little bit different. It's something that some people who've watched my videos in the past may be familiar with, as I've definitely made a lot of stuff with, or I've made a lot of builds with these items and around this kind of archetype of build. But I'm going to be doing a Trapper again, but I'm going to be doing it with the new Trickster because of the sheer huge amount of attack and cast speed that you could get with Trickster now. And then I'm going to be using Weave the Arcane and Harness the Void, as you can see right here. But the reason that another reason why I'm doing this is, one, Ice Trap got a pretty big buff, so I'm probably going to be leveling with Ice Trap for a little bit. Just because I anticipate that's going to be some pretty good single target once you get to that point. And I'll probably also be leveling with Lightning Trap as well. And then Harness the Void is something that's going to come in later. It's something that I want to try out. But it's something that's going to be a little bit different from what you're going to see on a lot of people's, like kind of streams and YouTube channels right now, because I know there's a lot of hype around damage over time based builds with Bane, Soul Rent. This might also turn into something using Wave of Conviction. I'm kind of curious about Wave of Conviction, and I want to check it out. But as of right now, I'm going to be doing another Trapper build, but just not Saboteur. Now, if you're still a little unclear why you would go Trickster over Saboteur, Saboteur is still really good for traps. Perfectly fine for traps. Nothing wrong with it. You get a lot of defensive mechanics out of Saboteur. And to be fair and to be completely honest, I still think Saboteur is going to edge out Trickster defensively, because the amount of life regen that you get combined with the blind and the life regen, that's a pretty good defensive layer. I'm really hoping Escape Artist is at least close to that in terms of its maybe not close, but the problem is when you're looking at a build that has a lot of sustain, either through massive amounts of regen or massive amounts of leech, other builds defensively do not feel as solid. Maybe block builds, avoidance builds are a little bit different. When you have a lot of avoidance, there's a pretty big difference there. Like a good example of this is a Herald of Agony Gladiator build. You have a lot of avoidance in that build. You know, you have your block. You know, you could easily be spell blocked, capped, and I'm kind of hoping that Escape Artist will do the same thing. But Escape Artist does also have some built-in recovery as well. But of course, the recovery is for ES, not necessarily for, life regen. So the life regen is going to be pretty low. But as long as the build feels good enough defensively, I am looking forward to it. Now, and the other reason is because with for Saboteur, that's what you get. Like, Saboteur feels great once you get Pyromaniac and Born in the Shadows, once you do your second set of Ascendancies. Trickster, on the other hand, though, the defense might feel a little weird, but these last 2 points, Weave the Arcane and Harness the Void, Weave the Arcane should enable you to sustain your mana cost on throwing a huge amount of traps when you're utilizing Architect's Hands and converting your cast speed to trap throwing speed. And then Harness the Void makes sense whenever you are, hitting a lot. Like, the more often you hit, the higher amount of hits you have per second on an enemy. Harness the Void is generally better. Furthermore, we're going to be doubling up on this by going conversion with our build. So if I go Lightning Trap, I'm going to be converting all the way down to fire. I'm going to be doing Dual Call to Brotherhoods, Cold to Fire. That's that with Lightning Trap. If I am using Ice Trap, I'm just going to be using the Cold to Fire gem. I don't know if I'm going to use Pyre. I might use Pyre. I don't really like Pyre outside of its conversion. Call of the Brotherhood at least has the benefit of giving you mana regen, and a little bit of lightning damage, which mana regen is pretty good for you if you are a mind over matter build and you're using your mana as consistently as you are. But Pyre doesn't really have any of those benefits as well. So Harness the Void gets better as you convert more. If you can manage to convert more, it's going to pair really well with other things, like, not that it pairs well with it, but it doesn't have the synergy. It's just like in addition to any damage that you would get from things like Edziri's Promise, which also works kind of the same way. Your elemental damage hits as extra chaos damage. So yeah, little quick video on that, talking about that. I do like some of the new additions to the tree. I guess I'll touch on that real fast as well. I love what they did with nimbleness. That actually synergizes really well with this build. Depending on where your throw speed is, it might be better if you're lightning trapped to take crackling speed instead of nimbleness, but eventually you could probably just take both. But nimbleness is really, really good. I really love the new Dark Arts. If there's any reason why I might play Standard, it is probably because of Dark Arts, because I feel like Dark Arts, with its cooldown recovery speed of movement skills and then the movement speed over here for, during dual wielding, I feel very strongly that GGG is just trying to get people to dual wield, especially spellcasters. And, you're going to be pretty squishy. I know this tree is going to change a little bit, but yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Twitch.tv/wabachaw. This is going to be the plan is a Harness the Void, Weave the Arcane, Trickster, Trapper, using the unique gloves, Architect's Hands, and kind of going from there. So, should be able to do everything. Alright, guys. See you later.